Hi, folks. John Ebsen with Seeking Light. Hope you're doing well. I am out and about and going to be starting my workday a little bit late, but just wanted to. Here, I got to turn off this car lights. They don't automatically turn off. Wanted to talk a little bit about the fact that I'm getting off my device quite a bit. So, I got another electronic device. It was a smartwatch, and I got one with cellular, but the purpose of that was to get me off my screen time, to set my phone aside. That way it's not so easy for me to just scroll through various things. The watch doesn't have the capabilities of my phone, but I can still listen to things like podcasts and music, and it's even got GPS. I can place calls and I can message with my family. So if I leave the house without my phone, I still have capabilities that I've really grown dependent upon, especially with the amount of communication that my family enjoys. With that said, I what I'm trying to do, one of the reasons that I wanted to do that and get off my phone more, I'm obviously on it for my video, was I found myself getting more and more having more and more problems with basically what would probably be ADHD. So losing my ability to focus on things. I was finding that, and studies have confirmed this, it was like dopamine hit after dopamine hit, scrolling through news, going to Twitter, going to Facebook, watching videos. And I would sometimes pick up my phone, well, often pick up my phone just out of habit, and I would look at it, I would see something of interest, and then it was like a rabbit hole. I didn't mean to get on it for more than a second, and then several minutes later, I find myself still on the phone, and I go, wait a minute, what did I originally get on this thing for? And I think it was really messing with my mind. In other words, it was making me much more dependent upon my phone to do my thinking for me, which was very concerning to me. And I want to take you back, if you're older like me, to a simpler time before internet. 603 472 3694. That is the phone number I grew up with in my house back in New Hampshire when I was grade school, even into college, until I went off on my own. That was my number at the time my parents had. It's been probably co-opted by somebody else, I would imagine. But I can still remember it. It still comes back to me, even though it's been, I don't know, 30, 35 years since I've called that number. And yet I can't even remember right off the top of my head right now my 20-year-old son's phone number. I think I can start it, but I don't remember it. I'm not going to, iterate it on internet right now. But I find that over time I've lost the mental focus, capability, memory that I used to enjoy when I was younger, or even before I got a smartphone, where I had to commit information to my mind in order to be able to utilize it. Same thing goes with like driving. I I almost don't dare go someplace without GPS. Now, there's a lot of places I drive I don't use GPS because I just know how to get there. It's not hard for me anymore because I've driven it enough. It sticks in my mind. But we become so dependent upon these technologies that's dumbed down our brain. And so I would encourage you, for the sake of your brain health, to consider maybe getting off your devices a bit more. Because I have found, even in the last few days, that I've gotten this smart watch and I'm setting aside the phone more, I'm paying more attention to the podcasts that I'm listening to. Like I was just listening to a Jordan Peterson interview a scientist who has written a book about the origin of the COVID pandemic. And this is an hour and a half discussion. Now, what I was finding with even Jordan Peterson's podcast previously, I would start to listen to it, but then I would scroll through the internet while I was listening to it. Now I can't do that, so I'm paying better attention to what's being said. And if you're familiar with Jordan Peterson, he uses a lot of heavy terminology sometimes and highfalutin philosophical terms that you've got to really make sure you're paying attention to. And the scientist he's interviewing is obviously very much an expert in his field, and he's using some terminology. And so if you're not paying attention to it, you don't really learn from it. And so I actually started to listen to it previously on my phone and didn't really pick up a lot. And I'm listening to it now, and I'm like, I didn't really hear it before because I was so distracted by this thing I'm using right now to make this video. So anyway, I'm also, you may note, making less videos, and I'm going to focus more on doing researched videos. So the last one I did on anxiety and depression of Generation Z, and I'm putting together another one, which you'll wait for the topic on that one. But I promise to put together something good. It's on self-love. I'll just put it that way. But the idea is to stimulate my brain more and put together better content that requires more critical thinking than just doing off-the-cuff videos. And I'm not just saying that I haven't thought about some of the things that I've put out there, like this particular video. I haven't thought about this topic. It's just when you put together a PowerPoint where you maybe create notes and you think about each slide and you can re-record a slide, you tend to think through it a little bit more carefully. You tend to articulate it better. And clarity in communication, I think, is important. But with that said, that's all I wanted to say for today. So if you can, put down the device. Maybe you're already there, but if you're watching me, you at least get on YouTube regularly. And there's a lot to learn through these platforms, obviously. But I think we've lost something of our capabilities in learning and retaining information because we have such an ability to inundate ourselves with all these media formats, all these flashy videos. News stories are always popping up. Do you get news stories popping up on your phone? I do. Of course, Apple suggests news stories that it thinks I might like, even though the political leanings of the articles is definitely skewed in one direction. But anyway, I hope you're doing well, and your Christmas shopping is going well. We're almost done, thank the Lord. And I hope you have a wonderful Monday, December 5th. Take care. God bless.